Good afternoon and welcome to the Verified Investing YouTube channel, legendary channel on YouTube. We appreciate everybody for showing up every single Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for the Golden Nugget with yours truly, Drew Wolfer, your golden guide to everything that's happening inside of the metals markets. If this is your first time here, we appreciate you for showing up, and we're going to send you off in spectacular fashion and let you know everything that's about to happen in this episode. For the people that are here every single week, we appreciate you. We would not have a platform without you, so much love to you, and we will obviously keep seeing you every single week from here on out. Now, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to give you a rundown of what's going to happen on this, assuming that there's new people on this stream, right? We're going to do the gold gauge, okay, and figure out what is going on inside of the gold markets from a technical perspective. We're going to do the silver snapshot. Then we're going to do the commodity compass, okay? And the commodity compass is going to tell us what is actually driving gold in the world right now. Then we're going to get into what I call my daily golden nugget, or, in this case, weekly golden nugget, where we're going to talk about some things inside of technical analysis, things that we're teaching inside of the golden opportunity, which is my course that I brought out with, Gareth and Verified Investing in conjunction with their platform, which I'm very appreciative of, and that has actually launched. So we'll give you a good announcement about that as well. Secondarily, we are then going to get into all of our special reports, and then we'll talk about all the, key economic calendar date events that you're going to have to keep on your radar from here on out until you see me next week at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for the Golden Nugget. So first and foremost, you already know what time it is. Let's gauge gold, baby. Okay, now let's get into the gold charts from what I'm seeing right now, okay? What I am seeing right now is literally, we gave you two scenarios last week, right? We gave you two scenarios last week. The first scenario played out. We said, look, if you break below this level, okay? If you break below this level, you are going to be shorting. You obviously never got there. Then we broke above the level that we were talking about. Boom, massive swing trade. Wonderful, wonderful swing trade. This was 2 weeks ago, okay? And, absolutely killed it on that swing trade. Now, this week, what we're going to be talking about now is that gold is actually coming down. Because why? Well, we'll talk about that in all of these, different segments. But spoiler alert, the Iran-Israeli conflict now has a ceasefire, and it could be potentially resolved, okay? So we saw gold hit that nice little uptrend line, right? You can see we're in a parallel channel. Bang, 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 bang. Lots of hits on the top, not many hits on the bottom, right? We've got this one and we've got this one, okay? But if you connect all these hits and you drag it down, you knew that this could be, a potential, key inflection point. Now, secondarily, here's your prior swing low. And how do I know that that's the prior swing low? Zoom out, go to the 4-hour chart. Swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, baby. So what actually happened at this swing low? Well, I'm going to show you. This is what is called a swing failure pattern. This could be extremely bullish. Now, what are we looking for? This is where we were looking to enter gold, okay? So if you come back and you get anywhere near here, you want to be entering longs on gold and targeting the 50, the 100, the 200 moving average. And ultimately, we want to be targeting somewhere up here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and set the trade up for you as we do every single week. And this is why I have an 84% win rate on gold itself, documented inside of the Verified Investing community. Now, you can bring it up to here, or, you got to see whenever we get to these levels, right? You got to see whenever we get to these levels, okay? Are we actually going to keep going higher, or are we going to top out, at the 50, the 100, or the 200 moving average? This is the 50, this is the 100, this is the 200, right? Ultimately, we would like to take it to this nice little resistance point, right? But, are we going to get all the way there by next week? We will see. Now, the other thing, if you are looking at what I'm looking at, and you see us break below this line right here, what you would do is then set your stop loss right here, and you would be breaking a major, major long-standing uptrend line dating all the way back to February of 2025, as you can see. Okay, so then where would you be targeting? probably down to these swing lows right around here, but at the very least, you'd be targeting right around here to these swing lows, okay? So that's what we would be doing. We'd say, okay, we'll go with these swing lows right here, and we'll zoom in. I'll show you exactly where you would set your stop loss back inside of this parallel channel, or above, actually, this upward sloping parallel, not inside of the parallel channel, to be exact, right? But we do have a swing failure pattern. What's a swing failure pattern? Well, it's whenever you fail to take out the prior swing low with a candle close and check, right? So let's see what the RSI is doing. RSI, super oversold at that level. Bing, bang, boom. You got a nice pump, and we could see gold continuing to ride this channel upward. Now, what I want to get into now is called the silver snapshot, because we don't just talk gold, we talk metals, baby. And that is where we're going to get into exactly what's happening inside of silver right now. Okay, so you have two trades that are potentially on silver. Okay, you can come down here and bounce. Okay, and if you bounce from this 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, right at this key inflection point, which is a double and even almost a triple top right here that's now been flipped to support. We have not back tested this yet. So you enter on the back test, you set your stop loss super tight, and then you target the highs, or you target the full move all the way up to the 1.618 fib, which is what we've been talking about for so many weeks, right? Secondarily, what happens if we break below that level? Well, you would simply enter a short position, setting your stop loss above that level, and you would be targeting the bottom end of this trend channel. The reason why we're not targeting the top end of this trend channel is because we have two massive resistances before we can get there. So you can take partial profits here at that swing high, partial profits here, let the rest ride, okay? So that is what I am seeing inside of the silver markets right now. And what I want to do is now we are going to get into what is called the commodity compass. And everybody knows exactly how I handle this. The commodity compass is what is driving gold and the metals markets as it sits right now. What do you need to know about? And then we're going to talk about that even further. But I've got it on my screen right now, and I am very cognizant of people's time. I don't want to waste people's time. So I'm going to be looking down here, and we're just going to bang through this, right? Israel, Iran, ceasefire jitters. Okay, markets initially bid gold down lower than $3,300, which if you've been watching this for long enough, the Golden Nugget, right? You know that $3,300 was that make or break level, okay? Now it is starting to bounce from those key inflection points and the bottom end of that trend channel, right? So secondarily, we have the Fed in focus, okay? So Powell, his upcoming congressional testimony, and he was very hawkish, okay, whenever he was messaging previously, right? But Vice Chair Bowman is actually pressuring him in a different way, okay? So we're kind of having an ebb and flow inside of the Fed right now where they're kind of going at each other. So we'll talk about that in just a second in one of our special reports. Then we have our central bank gold updates, okay? So a Reuters or OMFIF report shows that 40% of global central banks are going to be upping their gold reserves. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. So I got to, in true fashion, I got to keep you on pins and needles. Got to keep you motivated to stay here until we get our big announcement. Now, secondarily, let's get into the daily Golden Nugget. Okay, and for that, we're going to get into the charts. And I'm going to show you when resistances, supports, trend lines, whatever they are, can turn into charting patterns and absolutely set you up to kill it. So let's just get straight into the silver chart. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. Now, you might remember, okay, this triple top. We got a nice triple top, little brief period of consolidation after the rejection, then boom. Now, why did we blast through this? Okay, you're probably wondering, hey, Drew, can you tell me why we blasted through this? I absolutely can, and I'm going to right now. So this is where these supports, resistances, trend lines, they can all be used in conjunction with each other to then find charting patterns, okay? So what if I showed you this? What would that look like to you? Would that look like that nice little double top that you're seeing was actually an ascending triangle? And a lot of people are going to think, this is bearish because we have a double, triple top here. But the one thing I want to point out to you, and this is something that we teach inside of the golden opportunity, right? When you keep banging on a level, every single hit that you hit it with, it's breaking down that support. So it's more likely to break up if it's obviously a resistance and break down if it is a support. So same thing here. The more we would have banged on this is the easier that it breaks down, right? But what happened? We were setting higher lows the whole way up, during this double top that was all the way back here, right? And then bang, what happened? Almost all the way up to the 1.618 fib. And these are the types of things that I am going to be personally teaching you inside of the golden opportunity, which has launched, okay? The golden opportunity is here for a very limited time. You can get 50% off of it inside of the Verified Investing platform, because they were gracious enough to give everybody as a thank you for, giving them a platform and being, the loyal people that you are and coming here every single day, every single week, right? 50% off on the golden opportunity. And the one thing that I want to make sure that everybody knows, this is not just about gold. Technical analysis is technical analysis. It will ring true across every single market. If you're a Forex trader, if you trade crypto, if you trade silver, if you trade equities, if you trade Forex, all of these things are going to be ringing true. Technicals are still technicals, right? That same ascending triangle that I just showed you, is that going to be any different inside of a, Forex market as it pertains to this, silver trade that we just took? Absolutely not. It's going to be the exact same. The only difference is that the fundamentals are going to change, okay? So what drives the silver markets? What drives the currency markets? What drives the crypto markets as opposed to what drives the gold markets, right? And this is for swing traders, scalp traders, day traders, any type of investor. If you just want to learn how to accumulate more gold, we have that. If you want to learn how to day trade gold, we have that. If you want to learn how to swing trade gold like we do on the show every single week, we have that for you too. Now, I want to get into another special report where we talk about what we were talking about previously in the commodity comments, and that's the central bank watch. Okay, so why is today's gold bottom? It's not just trader driven. Okay. It's not just retail trader driven. It's institutional. Why? So the OMFIF, right, poll indicates that central banks over a net 40%, right, are planning to boost gold reserves over the next 10 years. Okay. Shifting away from, surprise, surprise, that big dog, that US dollar, baby. Now, WGC, this survey backs this, okay? So 76% expect to raise gold holdings. So 76% of central banks expect to raise gold holdings in the next 5 years, okay? Official purchases hitting over 1,000 tons, all right? Annually. That's crazy. This is going to fuel a structural bull market. In my opinion right now, so long as we stay above about 3150, we are in a gold super cycle, and that is almost confirmed as it sits right now, as long as we stay above that level. Now, I want to get into another special segment, and then we'll talk about all the economic stuff that is to come before you see me next Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern time for the daily or the weekly now Golden Nugget. Okay, so this is called inflation insights. All right, now the Fed's communication and inflation signals is what we're going to cover specifically here. Okay, and it's going to kind of take you back to what we were talking about in the commodity compass, right? See where I'm going with it? Now, the vice chair of the Fed, Bowman, okay, he flagged possible rate cuts coming, okay, even though Powell said, nope, healthy economy, no rate cuts, right? Bowman is now flagging possible rate cuts amid labor markets, okay, even as Powell remains a neutral party, saying, no, we're not raising, we're not cutting, right? Now, inflation pressure does remain, okay? That is one thing you need to take into account, because according to the Fed's commentary, at least, according to them, right? And there is economic data that backs this up, right? Like the core CPI numbers. Keeping gold as a potential hedge could be a really good option inside of your portfolio right now, okay? Because as inflation continues, the Fed's going to want to print more money. What's that going to do to the dollar? The DXY, something that we teach inside of the Golden Opportunity. The DXY goes down, gold goes up. Rates go down, gold goes up. Obviously, other factors have to be taken into account. But with that being said, let's get into all the economic calendar stuff. I'll tell you what's important. I'll tell you what's not before you see me again next Wednesday at, you guessed it, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now, Thursday, tomorrow. Okay, we have advanced durable goods. This is at 8:30 in the morning. Advanced trade-in goods. Okay, durable goods is, it's vital insight into, business investment trends. Okay, so this is, kind of important. Third estimate of Q1 GDP. Okay, this is the final estimate. Okay, So this is going to be your final read on economic growth. Are they going to revise it and say, no, just kidding, GDP was in the positive, even though they reported 0.2% in the negative? That way they can stay away from a recession potentially in Q2. I don't know. We'll see. Then your pending home sales index. That's at 10 a.m. Now, Friday, personal income and outlays. Okay. This is a PCE deflator. Okay. Michigan's consumer sentiments final report. So are they going to revise anything yet again, right? Then we have on Monday, multivariate core trend inflation. That's the Fed's internal tool. That's at 10 a.m. Okay. Definitely pay attention to that, right? So we want to see where inflation is going. Then we have the Dallas Fed manufacturing survey. Not as important, but something to pay attention to. So let's read the report, 10:30 a.m. Tuesday, there's really nothing, no major headline turning or headline, worthy things. And then on Wednesday, there's again nothing major before you see me again. And the next important data is likely going to be the housing market or the Fed survey resets after the holiday week. Okay, so we're going to watch all of those things closely. And I'm going to see you, hopefully, next Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time on the legendary Verified Investing YouTube channel for the Golden Nugget. Again, Drew Wolfer. I'm your golden guide to everything in the metals markets. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for showing up, showing your support. We would not have a platform without you. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. I appreciate you more than you could probably ever know. And if you are interested in learning how to be an absolute animal in the markets, go check out the Golden Opportunity, because it will ring true across the majority of these financial markets. So until next week, I bid you adieu. Imagine waking up every day with freedom. No boss, no clock, just you, your charts, and profit stacking. That is the life of a verified pro trader, and it's exactly how I built mine, by learning to trade gold the right way. I've helped countless members start winning, and now it's your turn. This is your golden opportunity to trade like a pro, live like a boss, and take advantage of the gold super cycle that is transferring wealth like we've never witnessed before. So make this your golden opportunity.
Should I buy the dip? Did you even chart the dip, Kyle? What's RSI stand for? Really should have invested. What's a good entry signal? When the chart says, "Come through, king." Not when Reddit says, "YOLO." Is this a good time to get in? If you're asking me mid-candle, the answer is no. Can I learn to trade without risk? Yeah, just like you can ride a roller coaster without crying. Technically possible, not likely.
Verified investing, no cap, all facts. Not financial advice, just facts, charts,